So we got the reveal of both Spaceport, which is a new stage, even though it's Chemical Plant, but it is technically a new stage. And we got the Infinite Boss Battle showing off the rental avatar gameplay. So I made a reaction video and I did some news videos on it. But in this video, I want to get in depth on what I really think of these new stages. So let's go. So with Spaceport, I'm actually quite a fan of Spaceport. I've seen people saying it looks really linear and like straight liney and automated. And while it is quite automated, the intro section, that's a max speed section, that's totally automated, you cannot control your speed there. I think this is actually a really well designed stage. So there's one thing I don't like, and that's when the camera shifts to 2D, but you've all told me and I realised it's not really actual 2D, it's more like 2.5D, where it's still 3D, you can still move between planes, but the camera perspective is just in 2D, for some reason. But the stage looks fun. Like, I think because of the new drill wisp on, that the sort of, I guess, straight liney parts of the level actually make sense to compensate for just how fast the drill wisp on is. So that's why I don't really have a big problem when there's like a bit of like straight lininess in the level. And even then you still have to like time your jumps and everything to get like a faster time, to go faster. There are still points where you have to jump. Unlike the other levels where you don't really have to jump and all you are literally doing is keeping hold of forwards, like in Sunset Heights. The first 15 seconds of that stage is literally you keeping hold of forwards and doing nothing else. I know this because I played the game. This stage isn't like that. It starts off and there's enemies, you can either homing attack them or you can try and weave around them and move past them. Then I'm pretty sure you jump and there's like a section where you can either go on the springs or you can use your grappling hook to get up really fast. So it gives you options there already. Then it shifts to the 2.5D section and you do have to jump and stuff. Like there's a bit of straight lininess and that's where you use your drill wisp on to go like super fast. Then you hit the spring, then there's enemies you hit, and then I'm pretty sure you go for a loop or something, and then yeah, and it just looks really cool. And I really like the camera angles that are being used for the stage as well. I think they look really cool, really dynamic. That gives the stage more of like, I guess personality, more like it gives it more excitement. You've got more of like an adrenaline rush when you're playing through the stage, and it like zooms into the ship that you will be eventually going to as revealed in the GameSpot footage. Because if you haven't seen that already, and I hadn't seen it at the time, they revealed more footage via IGN and GameSpot. IGN stop at the same point where the official video stops, and so does GameSpot, but they like give it a little bit of a delay, and you can see like 1 extra second at the end, and that actually reveals that you're about to go into that ship that's in the air, because they're looking for Sonic. And it's a spaceport, so I think they're going to space, and that's going to be a new stage for Sonic Forces. There's going to be a space stage, which is really cool, and that's something else I like about the stage. You start infiltrating Chemical Plant, then you go on a train, and now you're going onto a ship, and I love that kind of stuff. But the train part is what disappoints me the most, because it looks really fun, really exciting, but you don't do anything, and that's what I don't like. It's basically just a movie. There's only one QuickTime event at the very end, where I think they should have made it all a QuickTime event. They should have added multiple QuickTime events to that. Like, when you're hanging on the edge of the train, press the triggers to go up or something. When you are about to crash into that wall and he's looking up and he uses grappling hook. Why don't you have to, like, move your analog stick up and press A really fast or something like that? It'd just give it more excitement and make it feel way more involved than it actually is instead of just watching a movie. And I know Sonic games have done this before, like Metal Harbor and Sonic Adventure 2. Sonic is really well known for having these kind of moments, but I really think they should try and evolve them to make them way more involving than they actually are. So I guess that's a complaint I have right there. Another complaint I have is there is a lot of 2D. It's not actually bad 2D though, I think it is good 2D. Although it's pretty linear and there's not really any branching paths. There are different sections where you can use different wisps. Like there's one section where you can either use your drill wisp to just like drill across the floor, or you can use the lightning wisp and you can do a light speed dash on all of the rings. That's cool. So overall, this is probably one of my favourite stages I've seen from Sonic Forces. It's not like the greatest stage of all time, but it's not bad. I think it's pretty good. Definitely the best custom hero stage we've seen so far, and that includes the tag team stage, because I don't think that stage is great. But that's where all my dislikes are going to come in, because people are going to interpret that I hate the game. Which I don't. Clearly I don't hate Sonic Forces. So I'm pointing that out yet again in another video. But, oh well. So that's basically Chemical Plant out of the way. And as I said previously, at the very end of the GameSpot footage, you can see the custom hero about to spring into the ship. And I just think that's really cool, and I'm really curious to see what this space stage is going to be like. Next I want to discuss the drill wisp, because that was a brand new wisp revealed for this game. So, it works really weirdly. It acts as sort of like a boost for the custom hero, but it acts in the way of Sonic Unleashed on the Wii. You know how in that game where you had like the 5 bars, and you could use the boost for like 10 seconds at a time? That's sort of how this reminds me of. Like, this reminds me of that. And I think it works really well. It looks really cool. They said it's really hard to control, but once you do, it works really well and you can speed through the stages. And that's what I like. I like stuff like that. It looks really fast, it looks really fluid. And I also like this other ability it seems to have, where you're like sliding, you're like stuck to the ground, right? And you follow what the stage is going like. It's sort of like the Spike Wisp, right? In Sonic Colors, where you can like cling onto walls and stuff. That's what it reminds me of. And I think that looks really cool as well. But there's something I've noticed, and that's that it seems the ability to dig underground is completely gone. It seems like that isn't in this game. And that's disappointing, because that was my favourite part about the Drill Wisp in Sonic Colors. But if we have to compensate for that for its more of speed focus, then I guess I'm totally okay with it, because it's probably my favourite Wisp so far, at least from what we've seen. I could be totally wrong when we play it, and it could be terrible. But I've got hopes, and I think it's going to be a really cool power, a really cool Wisp-on to use in this game. Next I want to discuss this rental hero system. So you can switch characters on the fly now. You can switch between 2 custom heroes at once. And instantly it reminds me of Sonic Heroes, how you could switch characters on the fly then. And you could have different abilities. So you could switch from Sonic, where it's speed focused, to Tails, where you can fly. That's sort of how this is. This reminds me of that. And I'm not really sure if this is for every stage, or if this is just for like a select few stages, which would be a bit weird, but at the same time it's also a bit weird that they've only just revealed this when we've seen quite a lot of the custom hero gameplay, and we haven't heard anything about the rental hero stuff. We didn't see it in Park Avenue, we didn't see it in Custom Green Hill, and for it to just pop out now, it's kind of weird, but I do hope it is for every single stage. It would just give the stages more replay value, and it would just make them more involving and more fun. So yeah, you could have a drill wisp-on and a lightning wisp-on in the same stage. That's cool, and it looks really simple and quick and easy to use as well. Like, you just instantly switch, and there you go, you've got a completely different fan character, you've got a completely different custom hero to use. And I think it's cool how it's taken from online, because I always just assumed that it was just going to be one the game generated for you. But no, apparently this is the online mode, the online component that we've been seeing for so long for Sonic Forces, that you can take other people's custom heroes from around the world and use them in your own game in the single player mode. That's cool, I like that a lot. But I'm hoping that it gives you more options than that, like it lets you choose if you want to take your friend's custom hero, if you want 2 of your own custom heroes, or if you want the game to generate one for you. That would be cool. I hope the game gives you that option, and I have hope that it will. So that's something I like as well. Then we have the Infinite boss fight. So this was a fully 2D boss fight, and I thought it looked okay. Doesn't look bad, but it doesn't look like amazing. It just looks like a typical modern Sonic boss battle. It just reminds me of something you'd see in like Sonic Colors or something. But the actual like aesthetic of the stage looks really cool. I'm loving the background, and that must be a stage. That must be a new stage in the game. And that stage looks really interesting to me. It's like a white space area. I don't know what it is, but it looks really cool, and I want to see an actual full-length stage. So that's pretty cool. And that's pretty much all I've got to say on that boss. Going back to Chemical Plant though, I mentioned that the IGN and GameSpot footage was revealed, but they also revealed that there is going to be character dialogue in those stages again. And the character dialogue talks about trying to find Sonic after being defeated by Infinite. And I'm going to assume that this takes place after Sonic gets beaten down by Infinite in Sunset Heights, or in that general area. That was in the Enter Infinite trailer, so this pretty much confirms that Chemical Plant takes place after Sunset Heights, Now all we need to figure out is, when does Green Hill take place? Does that take place before Sunset Heights or after Sunset Heights? Who knows? But we're going to find out soon enough because the game comes out in maybe 3 weeks from this video. So it's pretty exciting for people who are excited for this game. The chemical plant footage has definitely gotten me more excited for Sonic Forces. I'm still not 100% hyped, but I'm definitely more optimistic for this game. And I almost forgot to mention that this music for Spaceport honestly is just amazing. It's one of my favourite songs from the game so far. Something I'm loving about these custom hero songs are the lyrics. The lyrics are actually like their own story in a way. Sort of like how they were in Sonic Adventure 2 for the Knuckles songs. This is exactly what that reminds me of, and I couldn't be happier, and I really want Sega to release that song. Please, that's the last thing I want. I won't ever ask for any more songs, I promise, Sega. Please, give us the Spaceport song. It's so good. Definitely one of my favourites so far, and I hope you guys like it too, because honestly, I can't be the only one who thinks it's amazing. But that's pretty much everything I've really got to say on this. So, if you agree or disagree with anything I had to say in this video, let me know in the comments below. Make sure to follow me on Twitter, as I'm always active on there. I discuss Sonic and Nintendo and other random stuff. I get to interact with you guys because I don't get to do that much on YouTube. So make sure to follow me if you want that. The link will be in the description below. Make sure to subscribe to me on YouTube if you want even more Sonic Forces coverage, and also general Sonic and Nintendo coverage. Make sure to subscribe if you want that. But with all that said guys, thank you all for watching, and I'll definitely make sure to catch you all later.